higher mix has to do with an increase in the unemployed population, those folks who were unemployed and those folks who, whose unemployment and COBRA has now just, their COBRA has run out. The other thing driving the reduction in net patient service revenue was a change in our case mix index. We experienced the second lowest case mix index that we've experienced all year, Medicare case mix index. The Medicare case mix index was 1.09, and I believe that's budgeted to be about 1.28. So the combination of the low CMI along with change in payer mix suppressed our revenues for the month of October, thus largely driving the operating loss.
Let me tie that into what I said before about the recovery plan. The financials this month are not great, but they're not worse, and that's sort of a little bit of a tough subject to, maybe a little hard to understand what I mean by it, but I'll explain shortly. They're not worse than they have been in the sense that if you look back and you look at the audit adjustments that were done for 2008, some of those financials look better because of the way revenue was being reported, but if you take those audit adjustments and you apply them to the year, essentially, this is a sort of an average month, even through 08. So,
the first finding was that there was no prior year formal corrective action plan. That has been addressed by filing of this corrective action plan, so that will be addressed by December 31st of 2009. The second finding talks about a cash management plan and for the hospital, Hoboken-Minster Hospital Authority, and we spoke about that during the finance committee, and I think we've come up with a plan where Kevin is going to assist George in drafting a plan to be submitted by the end of the first quarter of 2010. Again, finding number 3, no surety bonds for the authority assets will also be addressed by the end of the first quarter of 2010. The fourth finding has to do with policy and procedure manuals, and it requires us to update our policy and procedure manuals on a more timely basis. We had originally slated an implementation date for that to be the second quarter of 2010. However, after discussion with the Finance Committee, we agreed that we have targeted the end of the first quarter of 2010 to have our policy and procedures updated. Finding number 5, update the compliance program, and that addresses compliance program that we have in place relative to the OIG's compliance plan or plan that they file each year. And we will have our plan in place to address the OIG's plan by the end of the first quarter of 2010. The sixth finding has to do with account analysis, and the auditors are requesting us to perform our account analysis in a more timely fashion. We have been doing that on an ongoing basis throughout 2009, and expect we will have that also completed prior to December 31st, 2009. The seventh finding has to do with audit adjustments. And what the auditors are asking us to do is to be more judicial in our preparation of journal entries, review and oversight of the preparation of those journal entries, and to make sure that we perform analysis on a more timely basis. That will be implemented by December 31st, 2009. The finding number 8 had to do with periodic PIP payments, periodic payments, or interim payments, which are also known as PIP. And we're in the process of reconciling our PIP accounts. We have made some progress, and we have also made some adjustments to those accounts. That reconciliation should and will be completed by the first quarter of 2010 to coincide with the audit of 2009. The ninth finding has to do with allowance for uncollectibles and write-offs. And the auditors are recommending that we change our methodology so as to avoid a year-end entry of the magnitude that we experienced in 2008. We agree with this recommendation. The implementation date on the corrective action plan says for the end of the first quarter of 2010. However, I think we could be able to achieve this by December 31st, 2009. And the last finding has to do with cash drawdowns, and that has been implemented and was implemented on August 31st, 2009.
Thanks, Vincent. Thanks for